Thinking about duck hunting next year.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do that?
I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do shit in January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck some ducks up.
And the videos I have up here. I got Damien's 55. I figured
Oh, yeah.
we're not gonna be able to see it. It's not gonna give away anything. If I show it on here, I'm gonna use it on the DVD, that red DVD eventually.
Oh.
Years from now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Got that. I got the one with Joe. Always have a bait out.
Oh. Doom doom.
I've got Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel Reds. You right? We got me and you. The one the short fight.
Okay.
And I've got cobia. In case we talk about cobia, because I
What is that?
off the boat.
Oh.
Yeah. I was just talking about cobia.
Right.
And my whole point of cobia is how dumb they fight.
Right.
This is a perfect example of it.
Right.
And big fish on
No,
there.
I
I
have
noticed
it here.
on there. Oh, this came off. Alright. Alright. We started off. No viewers net.
People hate us.
What is that noise? Okay, that's too loud. Oh, 7 viewers, damn. Hey, what's up? Just checking on the mic.
Click, click.
What's up, guys? Kayak Kevin podcast number 3 here with Lee, and it is January 26, 2014, and I'm just checking out my mics and checking out this is not too loud. Sure seems like I'm peaking, and we're both loud, so
Yeah, it's
when we
really
start
loud.
getting loud, that's when it's going to start peaking out. Let me fix that real quick.
All computer savvy.
Well, and this is a slow little laptop too, so I mean, this is not even a full laptop. It's one of those
Notebook things.
notebooks.
You need to get yourself a tablet.
I can't work on that. I wouldn't. The thing is, I have to be able to put UP or not P,
USB.
USB.
None of the... I mean, iPads don't have them, but I think the other ones do.
If they have that, I can work on it because the whole thing is being able to.
I mean, I would think the
maneuver
touch
through.
screen... I mean, I don't know. I think you could really...
But also, I write on this, and I need a keyboard for writing. I still have the keyboard on my phone,
Right.
so I have to have the keyboard for writing. I can't do all the. Aaron does a swipe.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, like full on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some videos up. Lee comes on when I asked him to be on the show. He was talking. Well, what we're going to talk about for an hour. It doesn't matter. It's a podcast. Talk about whatever in it for an hour, and I've got some videos loaded up. We can talk about some of the fight techniques and some of these that are already online, and then and at least I have Damien's 55 incher from earlier this year, but that's one I'm going to be putting on a DVD later in the future. And I don't mind playing it on here because it's a good fight. I actually consider that the fight of the year out of all of us. I think you had
big one.
I think you had the knockout of the year with the two minute fight, 46 incher when we were in the shallow water, and I have that on here too. But I think Damien definitely had the fight of the big fish of the year. You had the knockout of the year out of all what we do. All right, here we go. And that's not what I was looking for either.
That's good. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. There's still a
What about?
that's volume for the speakers.
I know, but it won't get to the microphone. Where's the microphone?
It's
the
in
microphone
here.
is
It's on that one.
On the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on that one. Pretty sure it's that one. Desktop microphone is. Yeah, the Realtek is the one that's on this on here, which would be even louder, but it's not as clean as that one is. Bison So what you been doing? So
KayakKevin.com/IT.
so we haven't. This is almost like a time that we can actually hang out because we don't fish. I'm not fishing that much this year. What are you doing? Are you doing home improvements and stuff? Huh?
Oh yeah, I redid the floors on the top floor of the house, the bedrooms, and the hall, and I painted all of that. I'm still painting the hall.
You gonna be
outside on the
outside?
staircase? No, inside on the staircase. But I mean outside the bedrooms.
You gonna be done with all that stuff by spring?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you're gonna be good and go. Good to go by spring.
Oh yeah, that stuff is done. But I just don't really like extension ladders that much.
Ah, yeah.
That hallway's really tall.
Oh, you got to paint the hallway?
Yeah, that's the only thing I haven't painted since I moved in.
Yeah.
I'd never painted that one hallway with the big wall, and I mean it was already painted, of course. They painted it before I moved.
Yeah, you have to go just ladder on the stairwell and actually push it up through there.
And things like that.
All right, I can't. This is taking too long, so I'm just gonna bring this down here.
Deal with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna deal with it. All right. Yeah.
11 people to listen to us scream.
Mm-hmm. And but all that's gonna be on there too. That's all right, because I have it on HQ.
Okay.
Even though it should be on low definition because it's a low bandwidth. And I went through this seminar, this webinar with Ustream today, or not today, but this week, and learned a lot. And actually, I'm not far away from actually getting like a real podcast. Some equipment, some equipment. If I have like 2 pieces of equipment, then I can run all these cameras. Our cameras could work for it. So I could have. I don't have to buy any more cameras. Our cameras that we already have.
Right.
So I can have that, set up, and then I need audio things. So we could do mics.
What is that got? Like a mini HDMI on the back of it?
HDMI, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could run that into a.
Does this thing even have?
No, it can't do it. Can't do it
this
on
doesn't
this.
have an HDMI. Okay.
I looked on this. I need this receiver thing. So I get that for video. Another one for audio. I do need another computer though. I would need a whole another separate computer to run that one.
If the new computer. Well, hold on. This computer right here has an HDMI hookup.
No, for multiple cameers, audio.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to have multiple.
Yeah, and stepping up with the bandwidth. Okay. And fully like going on, going a little bit further with this.
Cox.com.
But it didn't seem that far off. I was actually what was weird is some people were on the questions like the type of cameras you can use, right? People were, can I use GoPro? Can I use this? And well, first, GoPro audio sucks. You don't want to use that for a podcast with audio. And it was just funny because all of a sudden I felt,
it's like you're talking through a pillow.
Well, I felt like I was looking at it and I was watching these answers and these questions and I was like, I felt like the amateur when I stepped in, when I was watching. I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn something. And then I was like, no, you can't use that. That was sucking. I felt like these people are not even, like,
they have
try it.
Clueless.
Have you even tried it? Plug it in. See if it can, if it can works. But the thing was, the camera that I'm using is fine. That type of thing is fine. I mean, we could use that. We could use the other ones, and we could record right off of it while we're doing it. But how I have it set up is fine for this. But when we get in the future, if we can, and that's another thing is sponsors. This show can be sponsored by anybody. I mean, it doesn't have to be kayak or fishing related. If you have a car tire place, if you want to sponsor this show, I'm going to put that up and have your banner right behind me here. So that's something in the future if this gets going and anybody wants to do that, contact.
I mean, we're gaining viewers as we go.
12.
I mean, we're up to 12.
We got 12 viewers.
13. We're doing great. People are probably just plugging shit into the house now. Just random shit.
Well, yeah. So we got that. And there's Rob's. I got little Rob Choi.
The most awesome Christmas cards in the world.
Yeah, got the sheep's head. Got the sheep's head right there, and you got the red tail right there, and the flounder right there. So those are cool. I finally got a cool spot to kind of put those and show them off because they got a huge striper right here. It's from here to here. It's a 45-incher that he got. It's not on camera right now, but
you should have seen our faces when he rolled that thing out at Bass Pro. Oh man!
Well, that was the one he caught on the first movie. That was that one. That was that
and
one
then-
because the one I caught right after that had
They
the
can't
same
see it. You're
beforehand.
pointing all around.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
can't see shit.
What I'll do is I'll put it in. I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
I'll put it in on the for the video for the.
Pointing all up in the air.
But anyway, that one is in the first video, in the first DVD, and that's and the one I caught right after that had that lump head.
And he also he brought that one to Bass Pro the first night we were selling the first DVD.
Yeah, that's right.
That's when he showed up with that.
Yep.
It was the night the DVD went on sale. The first one went on sale, and we sat at Bass Pro.
Yep. That one. That one. Yep. It's got the striper segment on it, and and we got another striper segment coming up. I'm working on it now, and that's another thing is we're playing with the tog footage right now. Is we didn't talk fish at all like the spring before. I think the weather was really bad.
Yeah, the weather was real bad, and then as soon as it happened, I mean, it was time to go
drum fishing. Yeah,
so we went drum fishing.
Yeah. So we've kind of missed out a little bit of it, and but working with the footage, it looks kind of fun. Again, it's getting me looking forward to getting back into this spring and hopefully.
And then because the last day we went sheepshead fishing this year, he hated it.
Yeah, I got tired of. I think I just got over being on the pilings.
We've been bang a lot.
Mm-hmm. Really get over being on the pilings, and I think that's what got on me. But it's and the whole theme of
People hate us.
oh they're losing. You're staring at the thing. You're sitting there staring at this thing. To put it down. We're gonna lose one viewer, and one viewer's like, "These guys are stupid. I'm out." All right, what were we talking about? You threw me off.
Rob's striper, and then we
Oh yeah,
Rob's cards.
Yeah, Rob's cards, and these are small ones. And we have the sheep's head one too that I have in my room in there, and you have one too, I think.
Yeah, I've got a sheep's head.
Yeah, those sheep's head are cool, really detailed. Anyway, yeah, Rob was here last week, and angler-addict.com is angler-addict.com is his website. Check him out, of course. But yeah, so some of the stuff I always wanted to talk about with this podcast is techniques, and so I did load up some videos just in case we got into some of that stuff today, but like one of the main things is I was looking through the big fish seminar before I was preparing for this stuff. I was kind of looking through my notes, and I don't go over the fundamentals with this stuff. It goes pretty much from dealing with the big fish and the techniques of it, and turning your boats and it goes into all that stuff. But what are the fundamentals? I mean, break down the fundamentals. Basically, not so much making the cast or trying to figure out where the fish are, but what happens when you hook a fish. I mean, the basic fundamentals if you tell somebody, and this is good because Erin's just learning how to fish.
Right.
So I'm watching her, and it's reminding me. I mean, but then again, I wasn't that long ago when I was just starting out either. It wasn't. I've been fishing all my life, but I wasn't doing any other level besides croaker fishing until I started kayak fishing.
Yeah, and I mean. Substantially, that wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. It was almost 15 years or whatever. Yeah, 13 years coming up or 14 years coming up, but it's not really that long ago. Especially, I remember it, and then seeing her, just getting the fundamentals, like when she hooks a fish, and you forget to keep tight on it. You just come slack.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like a
you
simple,
just drop the. I mean, people just drop the rod down a lot.
Yeah, and just
set it.
Just that basic fundamental. I'm gonna turn this because you just keep staring at this thing. So I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I stare at that because I need to stare at the camera. I'm only staring at that because it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can see us there. It's the camera way up there.
I know. That's the one we gotta look at over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's that basic fundamental thing that it's. They're keeping it tight. Because she got excited watching her, and she hooked the fish, and she would get excited. And,
all of a sudden you think you can reel like faster. I mean,
yeah, I guess. And then come in slack. Pointing at the fish at the wrong times when it's and it's that you forget that that's at us at this level. It's not even a thought. It's so muscle memory. watching you talk fish, you're hooking these fish and you're fighting them without even, and then you come looking at it. It's like
Right.
it happens without you thinking about it, and you forget that. So some people they first start, they have to remember those basic fundamentals, and because I was watching, I was like, keep the rod tight, keep it tight,
Yeah.
And she was but she wasn't losing a lot, she was landing a lot too, but
Right.
she watching that progression, she learned how by
Take
the end of the
troughs.
day, she was learning the give and take of the fight,
Yeah.
and that basic fundamental thing.
Oh, constantly people will reel when the drag is going.
Yeah.
Oh, that does absolutely nothing but twist fishing line.
Yeah, yeah, and and what I did with her and maybe it was Maggie is I took Aaron out back with the fishing line, with the fishing pole, and ran with it. Like, okay, when it's doing this, you just gotta let it go, right?
Oh
it's
my
like,
goodness. I can see this going bad
right?
fast.
No hooks. I'm holding, just I got the loop. So I run with it, right, and it's running, and then as it stops, pull up on it, right? Pull up and then reel down. So I gave her some, and then I gave some head shakes, and just to make sure she's like, when it's done that, you can't do anything, just keep tight.
Yeah,
just keep tight, and then it's gonna go. I'm gonna go again. I'm pulling it, and so she kind of that was a good idea to kind of I hope somebody who's
Did
just
you
learning how.
videotape this?
No, I should have,
I
huh?
would really like to see this.
It
I
wasn't.
would really like to see this.
So then, so that's the basic fundamental of fighting a fish, right? Is keeping the line tight, rod, and all that. Just that interactive working thing with it. So then you add in the kayak, right? A moving platform.
Right, it's not still.
All the time moving platform.
Even on anchor, you're not still.
Yeah. Even on anchor, you're on a position you can swing. On the shoals, that happens all the time. The fish will swing, will pull us into the shoals and actually swing our boat in. It was another one. There's a good shot on this tog footage that I'm working on. The tog angled my boat, and the current pulled me over to you, and you landed the fish. You grabbing at it and landed. But so we're constantly moving. There's constant play. So, for instance, when we caught those fish with Alex, we were paddling into them, and we were with the kayak dynamic, we're paddling into them, but then the wind was blowing so hard that as soon as we stopped paddling, we were moving back. Yeah. So we had to remember when our lure was hitting the ground, shallow water, when our lure was hitting the ground, that it's moving double fast because we're moving back at a foot a second, So we had to remember, you just, bounce it or we had to control it. And eventually, because it took us a couple minutes on footage, it took us 6 or 7 minutes for us to paddling back and forth, getting blown back, coming up behind them again, paddling up to them again, to try to be able to get our baits presented right. And even some of them that we ended up breaking off, and we eventually, both me and you, figured out that we had to eventually just kind of aim at a small school of them that was kind of moving independently up, because we kind of broke up the school a lot.
Yeah,
So that tail end of the school, we were starting to beat on, bam, blowing them apart. So those small ones, after our fights, I talked to you and you were saying the same thing. You found.
You had to look out and look for fish swimming independently. I mean, it wasn't single fish.
No, singles,
because they'd be swimming. The singles are going crazy.
Yeah,
the singles are just
eyeballs up and they see you.
But the ones that are swimming in groups still unbothered, just swimming kind of the same way they were swimming, or changed direction and headed off a little bit, out into deeper water, but they didn't look startled. And if you got the bait in front of those ones, they would bite.
Yeah. And that's what I was figuring out too, about the same time, which is cool, because on the video it's the reds in shallow water. I think it's on YouTube. Is the reds in shallow water? It's a fish fight.
It's not.
I don't have it labeled the same one here, but it's just on YouTube. It's the kayak fish fights, reds in shallow water, and it's your 46-incher, my 51.5, and I'm gonna show it on here, but. If you want to look at the video independently of this, you can look at it. But those. So it took us a couple minutes to get onto them, but the same way, I saw a group that was maybe four or five by themselves, and they broke away from the rest of the school, and they were just kind of following each other. And I found those and picked one out of that. And it was cool because it was one of those. He broke away and he chased it. And I was looking right at him. He turns on it, and I could see how big he was. I didn't realize how he was that big until I got him into deeper water. But it was cool because your fight, See, and that was almost, that's why I call that one like the best knockout. It was almost the fight of the year until Damien caught that really big one. In the pilings, because he got a piling fight.
Yeah,
There was a piling fight. That's a whole...
That thing tried to kill Damien.
That's the other levels of dynamic, is the level you get into when you get into fighting them there. But
so that happens when you fish once a year. That's what you get.
You know, he comes out, he comes out and catches a...
Probably caught that thing on a blue crab.
No, a big crooker that I had given him, and I saved that footage.
Did he show up for the blue crab?
No, he didn't have any blue crabs. He didn't have any blue crabs.
Every time you talk about red drum, Damien shows up with blue crabs. He catches them everywhere on blue crabs, too. Everywhere.
Yeah,
he's caught them at the bridge. Of course, he's caught them, in the spring on blue crabs. He's caught them in the fall out on the ocean front.
The time we went out the sand bridge, and he didn't have any, late as hell, super late. I mean, like, we were like almost halfway through the day late. You know? It was like he just kind of strolled out there late. Had crabs and no other baits and stuff. And we had some cut bait and all that stuff. And he caught one. He caught one out of there.
He shows up with crabs and catches fish.
Yeah. But that's what crabs really work for him. I mean, crabs really work for him. And I was showing, Erin's a dental hygienist, so she likes teeth and stuff. So when there's little reds, I was showing her inside and the crunchers and all that stuff. And reds they can crunch. And stripers don't have those big of those powerful of a crunchers. So they probably wouldn't eat crab as much. Not whole crabs like that anyway. But anyway, let me go back on the story of the reds in the shallow water and how it took them so long to get to them.
And it was so hard to concentrate on the fish as well. I mean, once we got in there swimming all around us, you got these big redfish just going underneath your kayak all around in front of you. So it's really hard to be like, and that's what you spend the first few seconds doing, is trying to catch the one you see just dart, because
and those
like, ooh, that's a big one.
And those are the off limits.
Oh, they're not gonna.
The ones that are all around you right here, just like, just don't. Those are not even.
And as soon as you look up and focus in the water in front of you and see some fish that are not perturbed, some fish that are just still cruising. Put a bait in front of them and they bite.
Yeah, and so that day we were doing that. We had finally got into them and hooked them, and the thing is what you were using 40 on that day. We're using what pound? Were you using 65 test on that day, or were you using
50 braid and then
50 braid,
60 pounds.
60 pound braid. So you're using but the time on the video, I think it's the movie, right? The DVD when you landed one of the 30 or 40 pound test.
No, that's
trolling. Was that one?
The 30 or 40 pound test one.
Yeah.
No, the 30 or 40 pound test one is the one.
That was that's on here. That's on here.
That was on here too.
That's right.
But the ones you're talking about on here, that was with Joe when I was just sitting there.
Yeah, you had 30. He hadn't changed out his lures yet or your rigs yet from or whatever. You just had.
Yeah, it was just a real.
Yeah, you had
30 pound braid on it.
And the thing was that wasn't on your light rod. That was on that super heavy. That
was the 3 ounce rod.
3 ounce rod. It wasn't the 6 ounce rod, but it was the
3 ounce rod.
So it has some bend, but still it's a musky rod. So just the bend of the musky rod itself has a lot of force. Yeah. And he put the forks to this thing. He put the gears, wrenched them down, and just tightened them down on them. And because in this one, that was a good one. But yeah.
So we talked about two of the ones that are up here.
Yeah, I know.
Somehow without even realizing what you... I mean, I was starting to think it was that one.
Made that one.
Did you make that?
I bounced it off that little fridge thing.
Oh. Mm-hmm. All right.
I've been dealing with like a little cough.
Wintertime cough.
No, it's not sick. It's not sickness. It's not... I don't feel bad or nothing like that. Yeah. No, it's not. No.
Here we go.
But it's, and it just came...
work were falling out like 2 weeks ago.
No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that at all. And it's just
from work were falling out like 2 weeks ago, man, but
Nope. I feel good. I
just kept moving.
I just came back from yoga. It's just from yoga. You're breaking everything up. Yeah, sinuses. I deviated septum sinuses. I have them all the time with me and all that stuff. But so we hooked these fish, and the thing, when you did that 30 pound, I was watching you go, man, he's gonna break this thing. It was that you were gonna break. You were testing out how far you could go with it,
right?
Because you had done it with that light rod. In which the first
2 minute
2 minute was with
what
the
we're
light
talking
rod.
about is the light rod,
But the technique that if you look at it in a technique like how you stopped it, you stopped that fish within 2 minutes because you never let it get out of that water, and you basically jumped on top of him and like wrestled him for a while because he never got away from my fish. he never fought. I didn't do that. I like waited. I like held on to him.
And as he swam to deeper water.
Because
and as they swam to deeper water,
because he never got any he never got a foothold in that deep water. He wasn't pulling real hard. Like you were on top of making yours, making him fight in that shallow water. And he could never get his tail in. It's like his tail was all just on top of the water. But mine, finally got out
one day.
Huh? I know. Finally, I got out and I started getting in the deep water and then was able to do it. But yours, you stopped in that short amount of time because you stopped it. You slowed it with the kayak and you stopped it with the thumb and you kept it in the shallow water. It was awesome. It was awesome. I think that's it right there. Yeah, and not a small fish either. And how we rolled up on those things. We rolled up on those things thinking there were going to be small fish because we had typically seen small fish in this area. It was crazy. We saw them, we saw them and stopped. And we made casts. We broke one off.
Hook.
Broke a hook. You broke a hook.
Speckled trout hook.
Yeah, speckled trout hook. I hooked one and just let it shake off. I let it loose and went, oh no. Like I didn't even want to fight it because I didn't want to mess it up because we just hit that.
Then it took time to get him after that.
Yeah. So this is 6 minutes after we had first encountered them.
Right.
At first, and the school was so big. It was a 50-yard, 100-yard long school, maybe 15 yards wide.
Yeah, probably 15 fish wide.
Yeah, 15
something
fish.
like that.
Yeah, wide and along.
Just moving.
So we had just come up to this back part of it. We had not really disturbed the rest of the school, so we knew we had just hit on this one end, and it didn't mess up the rest of the school. So we knew if we backed off, got our camera set up, got the right gear on, we could go back at them and target them better. And that's the whole goal with when you find these fish is to come on the edges of them, pick on the edges of them, and because you can typically not disturb the rest of the school. But then sometimes you have a fish that just run right through the middle of the school, and then you
take the
mess
kayak
the whole
right
thing
across
out.
the middle of the school.
Yeah. And see, there's at the same time, I find mine in hookup. Yeah, so you catch up. You catch up to him right there. You're already on him, and see, and he doubles back on you a little bit. Yeah, he doubles back on you a little bit. You think
I thought
you double back. Yeah. And that's what Reds do. They do a lot of cutbacks, especially as the fight gets going. That's how we sometimes identify them if we're in deep water. Do that cutback. Okay, this is a red. So my fight isn't even exciting at this point. It's your fight at this point. Now he's back in. He just went right under you, turned, and you're still thumbing it. You're still holding him, still catching up to him. Boom, tail out of the water. He's still not able. He's still not able to get going. He's still in 2 foot of water.
Meanwhile, you're going out to sea.
Yeah, I'm finally getting mine to get out in the deeper water, and I sit down and go for the ride. Drag, winch, and fun here, and he's still on top of
my goal was to see how fast I could catch this fish.
Yep. So look, he's putting the leg in now, getting the side drag, and he's putting the leg in. He still just keep on getting on top of him. No matter what line's getting out. And this is crazy. You try to grab him right here. That thing is, you're trying to get him out of the water. Look, he's got him almost. Whoa. It takes off with such force. I mean, you tried to grab a fish that was so green. He takes your rod, wraps it around the boat, and the boat lunges to the left. Lunges to the left. Boom, he's out of the water. So you actually got him almost stunned, upside down, but no, now he gets his tail in the water. Woof. Spun. He just spins you. But look, you can back up. Woof. That move was cool.
Just keep
that
going
move is cool. Yeah, that move is real cool. He wraps. He's trying to get a wrap, but the fish actually kind of unwraps you. He gets around your hand. Woof. Right back under. Wrenching back on him. You're getting back that line. You're staying right on top of him. Trying to get Alex on fish.
I'm just watching the individual, the cruisers moving around.
Yeah.
We were still right on top of them.
We're still in them, yeah.
Fish
and your
right
fish, because my fish is actually getting out. Your fish is actually staying right with the rest of the school. You got him done now. He's done. Boom. He's not getting any more leverage. He's done. You've done knocked him out. You've done knocked him out. He's done. Now you just got to get him in. He's just being persistent. He just got his head out of the water, but
yeah, and I'm not really trying to grab his gills either.
Yeah.
I just try to grab when we get them on those lures like that, and I got a jig head to grab. I try not to even just if I can, I'll just grab the lure.
Yeah.
And try and get them in with that. Then now I want to be greedy. This is just greedy.
When you're trying to catch up, I had a good year this year, and I was waylaying them. So you were trying to get on them. When I was at one point, I had gotten so many.
I'm just looking at my hand like
Yeah. I had gotten so many that you had to catch 2 to every one that we caught and got into to be able to catch up or something like that. I had the advantage. I was able to stay over there because my work schedule. I was able to stay over there for a good weeks. And that rod also. I play that rod a little sensitive. It's a St. Croix rod. I've had that one break before, so I always kind of play that one. And plus, this one wasn't a giant.
Good plug for.
I mean, it was a giant. Well, yeah, yeah. But I love the rods. I'm still using it. Even though I broke it. Mine are St. Croix. Your musky rods are St. Croix.
Yeah, the one in the 30-pound test fight. Oh, there we go. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Real big.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I tell you, from my favorite size red to fight is a 43-incher.
Right.
That's probably my favorite size red. That's the size that they're relentless.
They take mean runs.
They
turn fast.
Yeah, it's real active. It's like the featherweights of MMA. You know, it's like they're really fast, super fast, and they fight hard. They'll still knock you out, and they'll still put a really good fight, but they're super fast. You know, Reds basically fight like Reds all the way around, no matter if they're small or big. It's all the same thing. It's just how big they get, and how it starts to, how like the head shakes. We can always tell head shakes. Oh shit! Have I been off? Oh, I lost. There we go. Yeah, see, I need to watch this, but you knew I don't need to watch this.
It was only because I was...
Yeah, that's fine. We're still going on here.
So we're not live right this second?
Not yet. I'll get back on.
Oh.
Yeah.
People probably have a couple of Facebook hits.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been either, because I wasn't looking at it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up so you can't see the look over there.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I just realized that when I must have moved this, and it's a real sketchy connection.
When I was watching the camera.
Yeah, I need to pay attention to this. I need to close this out so Lee doesn't look at it, but at the same time, I need to be able to look at it.
Oh, this is better because what I was watching isn't showing right now.
Right, that's what I'm trying to work on here. I'm trying to get that.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out our hatred level. That's all.
But then when I look at that clipping, all right, I'm going to do this and see if this cuts it off. All right, it's not going to do it all right. If I can just do that, good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, move that over here. All right. So if you're watching live, you didn't miss a whole lot because it's going to be on, I got it recording anyway, so we're good to go there. I'll make sure. Cool. Everybody on Facebook's still good to go. Cool. I see Wayne. Wayne Mills. See? Let me turn this off so it doesn't go to my ringtone, which is Meshuggah. Alright, so we were talking about the fight, and I'm not going to go over it again because it's going to be on the YouTube channel. But
this is where you got the name of your boat, though.
Yeah. So what we
at this fish that he's catching right now.
Yeah. So at this point, I've got this big one. He's already done, and yeah, see, he's already done too. I fought him until he stopped, and it's still within 6 minutes. I think it's real time. Yeah, I mean, within 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes and 8 seconds right now.
And I didn't even hook that one. And see, I kept this one in the water until Lee came on to me. I knew he was big, so I didn't. It was kind of warm. The water was still kind of chilly. I didn't, I'm wearing we're wearing a sweatshirt.
Right.
So that, it's not that. I'm not wearing shorts though.
Wind.
But yeah, it's a little windy that day. But it wasn't. The thing is, I don't like taking the fish out of the water now. I've gotten starting to do that where I've keep them on a boga grip, keep them in the water. So I think it's too much of a temperature difference coming out in and out of like cold water to hot air, or cool water to hot air is too much of a shock for them. It's not so much leaving them out of the water, but it's that temperature change that really hurts them. So I leave them in the water, and that's what we do a lot. We're doing now with the boga grips and trying to keep them in the water. So this one I knew was hooked well. I could see where I had them hooked, and wanted to wait for.
They really nail these lures too.
Yeah. I think I went on over. I think we did shots. We did your shots while I left this in the water, and then Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah, and got that one.
Belly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's later, right? This was later in May.
Yeah.
Yeah, later in May.
The video said third week.
Third week of May. Yeah.
Third week of May.
So they're getting big this time of year, and they've already
been eating,
and there's a lot of crabs. There's an overabundance. The bay has an overabundance of crabs.
You can't kill them. They may be full of eggs. I don't know.
Yeah.
That one's really fat, but I mean you can. So.
Did you see that thing in Maryland? About maybe lifting.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
That's dumb.
Come on. Why?
It's not gonna happen.
It's not. Yeah, I don't think it will.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Anytime somebody talks about lifting, if you're gonna do, speaking of that, if you're gonna try to do something like that, I would want do it like a tag system, where you have to pay for a tag, like they do tarpon, right? They do something like that with tarpon, where you have a tag and when you could kill them or something like that. There's something where you did in Florida. I think there was something that when you could buy a tag for a kill tag.
Right. In case you caught a world record.
Yes,
Something like that.
something
If you're
like
trying
that.
to trophies, stuff like that.
Yeah, for reds I can see that, but we haven't seen. We're starting to get into the ones where they're starting to get bigger. My buddy Roland. He's in a boat. He caught one that was it was probably an 80-pounder. I mean, how big it was 60 some inches. It was in that world record length. Big around as this, right? So that's we're talking an 80-pound fish. This one, 50, 60, maybe 50 something.
50s. The drum probably aren't as heavy as the striper because they don't carry the
back here
mass
weight.
through
Back here weight. They have all this head though. I mean, when this thing gets closer as this video goes, look at that. I mean, he's not that far away from me. And look at his head, this mass
you can't hold that
here.
fish out.
Yeah. So these are that's probably in that. That's probably a 50-something pound because that's 51 and that girth. But stripers have a different girth to them. They have it all the way around down their tail, and that's where that 50-pound weight comes from. Is back here with the striper. But that's still big. But it's not as big as a striper.
Yeah, striper's taller and.
Yeah, they have it's wider back here when it gets into a real big one. But there's that picture of the world record online also. The North Carolina, there was the world record that came out.
Yeah, I think
93
there's a
pounds.
mounted replica of it at the tackle shop down there. I think I've seen it.
I think it's also one, or the Virginia record is in Cape Charles. A mounted one. Where is it? Cape Charles? Is that? Yeah, it's somewhere around there. But there's it's one of the. I think it's a restaurant there that has one. That's the world record. It's big, man. 60-some inches. I mean, we're talking like high 60 inches. Jeez. But our fish are getting bigger. We've seen this is the best year we've seen where we're seeing 50-inch reds. Yeah. More of them. Usually, one we hear of one or two getting caught. But not only us, but the boaters when they're catching them around third and fourth island, they're catching more 50s and 5s and stuff like that. So these fish are still growing.
These fish are getting real big too.
Yeah, these fish are still growing, and that's, stupid Maryland. They ain't gonna do
that.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat that thing for? Doesn't even look delicious.
Yeah. Yeah. See, a striper will be a little bit bigger on the tail, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they have more muscle there, but it's not like stripers all got fat.
You wouldn't have on a fish 50 inches on a striper. You would not have your thumb wrapped around the tail like that.
Yeah. The bigger around.
Bigger
around like that.
2 hands.
Yeah, it's 2 hands on. I mean, like my fingers aren't touching. That's a good shot though. My fingers aren't touching, but still, just people who haven't dealt with a fish like that. You know, and that's a red drum. That's a red drum for the
Right.
catch 20-inch red drum. That's the same thing. That's awesome. I can't wait to do that this summer. Look at that tail. Ah, look at that thing. Look at that power on those things. I mean, that's almost real size.
Right.
That's almost real size. Oh, that's sweet. Still got a couple months for that.
Yep.
Still got a couple months for that. There we go. There's a little one.
Yep. That one's got a real round spot.
Yeah. I like this one because it has that blue on here. And this monitor is not that good. And I have prints of it, but it didn't show up that well. It didn't show up as well as I thought it was going to do. Yeah. But yeah, that fight for you was something now. It was the pinnacle in the point where you wanted to see how fast you could stop it. You stopped it within like 2 minutes, 2 something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under 2 minutes, I think it was under 2 minutes.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think I have them like real timed out. But this one was the one where I can't see it. Is that it? This one, yeah. This one was the one where you finished that one. You have
This is
the
the 30
pound. 30 pound with a 3 ounce
Rod.
musky rod.
Yeah.
That fish, 49 incher. Yeah, and I like this one because, all right. So any backstory on this? Besides, what's you can read these reports on my website. So you just
This was last May.
This
Was
was spring.
This was 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the third week.
Yeah.
What is it, second week of May.
Yeah.
Before, first or second week of May.
Before the rays started really filtering.
Oh yeah. This was
before
this
the rays
was while
started.
we could still have baits.
Yeah,
out
so
all
we're
the
wearing
time.
waders. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a little chillier. Yeah, the water's.
Maybe it might even be.
It might be in April sometime. Yeah, because I
Oh,
don't.
this was in April because this was the first day we got on them last year.
Yeah.
These were
That
our
first week we
second.
did,
These
yeah,
were our
yeah,
second
yeah,
few fish
yeah.
because the first
Yeah.
ones we didn't have the cameras on, and then we rolled up on Joe.
Yep, Joe
And
Underwood.
we were just paddling.
Well, first we were outside a little bit. These are in on the flats, shallow water, and so
we're out trolling around.
we're out trolling around, and we're in a little deeper water. We're in. It was incoming. I think it was incoming.
Yeah, the water was coming
In. So we were working our way. We were going to start zigzagging and working our way in shallow.
Yeah.
I think that was the game plan that day. So we're starting out in the deeper water. We're in the 7 foot, roll, and we're trolling through. I think you hook up, and I have this. And that might be another fish fight. I might see.
No, that one's not on camera.
No, I know, but no, I think the second one. You trolling on the second one? I have one from that day because I went back and looked at it. When I was looking at footage, I just started looking at other footage, looking at fish fights videos, like the sheepshead. I got some good sheepshead footage that I need to put out. That was real. And I realized.
Oh yeah. At one point, I was like, man, I think we're really in them, and somebody hooked up. I can't remember if it was me.
I think it was you first. Yeah. Because I remember looking at you, going, "You're on." Remember?
Yeah.
That was because.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we had done hooked the ones, and then we caught some more. You had caught another one.
Yeah.
Right.
I caught a second one.
So a second one.
And then we're paddling, still like zigzagging.
Yeah, starting to zigzag in. We see Joe, and
I look in there and I see the Hobie, and I'm like, is that Joe? And then I start looking, and he's spinning
right
around in a circle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, whoever it is, it looks like they're hooked up. So maybe they'll chase some fish out this way.
Yeah.
So we'll go towards that way.
And we slowly worked that way. It was because there's how many? Remember that when we caught the four fish, 3 kayaks.
Yeah.
That day, those guys that were out away from us, they came to us. They passed the fish. So we if he was into him, we had just got into him. We knew we didn't have to run anywhere. We just had to work our way back to him.
Yeah,
So we were starting to get back to him. We got closer to him, and
Because we didn't see them. We caught our fish, and actually, we were just trolling. The first ones, we were just trolling along, and I felt my rod jerk, and I looked over, and it was nothing. And I reeled my bait up and checked, and I thought it must have hit a rock or something like that. Casted it back out, and took probably like 15 or 20 paddle strokes, and
That's
the
right.
rod just doubled over. And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't just hit a rock or something. One just missed the bait.
Yeah, you ran into the side or something like that too. That might have happened.
Yeah.
Ran into the side of one. And
Yeah, oh yeah,
we
with the
see
bait behind us.
Joe, but we still were working. We figure he's hooked up, right? He's
Yeah.
spinning
Oh
in
yeah, he's
circles
doing
around me.
the I'm hooked up thing.
So we work our way to him, and yeah, we haven't hooked up yet, right? So because we get to him, and I roll in my bait, and when we have one, chase it.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. And we had because I had that crazy one that I died trying to make. You know, I made a green and red curly tail out of a white curly tail.
Right.
Curly tail. So I was trying. So I had one chase it because I was disappointed I didn't hook one with it, but I had one follow it and made my confidence get rise. So I started casting that again, and I think Joe already had one in his boat.
No, he was getting ready to land it, and we were
Right.
talking about the video of when I hook up. We're talking about me going over to take pictures of his fish,
Right, but that's when I'm already
and you hooked
I'm
up
already
on your lure,
Yeah.
and
on,
then
on the bait.
Oh,
Both of ours are on bait.
oh, okay.
Because you have your casting and you have your bait in. You have a bait in.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
both of these are bait in the water.
Okay, I thought yours was on the lure. I knew
No,
mine was
no,
on the
I was
lure.
taking pictures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was taking pictures. That's the whole thing, and that whole thing is like when I say we are the tradition. What's that? Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out where we're at on the video right here. Oh,
right at the beginning.
This is just the introduction.
I'm just making a cast of a crab. Yep, someone asked what on YouTube
Okay,
what I was using. So I'm gonna take a picture, and the reason the video says it's one day you did it, and we follow that tradition. Well, yeah, it happened more than once, and it happened like a lot of times when
especially striper fishing. It would be like almost automatic. It became almost automatic.
Where
at
I
some
was
point.
like getting antsy.
Taking pictures.
Because you were taking pictures, like looking at your rod going, just take the pictures, just
Right.
shoot. And then as soon as his rod will go down, he just dropped the camera and just go to him like, come on, man, just take one more, just give me a shot.
No.
Yeah, just bam, just drop it. Bam.
That's it.
Just, yeah.
So, here we go.
Like, trying to paddle over to him, get my camera before he paddles and he gets pulled away. Yeah, so it was ongoing. That
It
was
happens.
an ongoing thing, like often. So yeah, I know
these
we're
fish
around
are
him.
known to be in a school right here.
Yeah, we know we're around him. It's one of those days where we had already run into him twice. Joe had run into him, taking a picture of him. I have a crab out, and Lee does too. And Lee's casting baits also. Yeah, you're casting baits also.
Yeah.
Because I also had that video where.
There it goes.
Bing. I also had that video where I have two baits out, but I'm casting and the fish comes on the lure. So
Yeah.
And this rod stops him. This rod is actually, I say on here that I like it. I like this rod, but it is too tough for our size fish. It's just like tuna rod. Boom, turns. Did that cut back. So you still got the bait out. I got this little stud rod on this 43. He's just going crazy. See, the thing on that rod, and let me go on that real quick. The thing on that rod is it's too tough for the fish. This thing is too tough for the fish. It's too short. I finally found what was too much. Remember?
Right.
And I think
The reaction. It
there's
snaps
no
back
reaction.
right to back.
There's
I
no.
mean, and this is not one of the jigging rods. It's different when you use those jigging rods.
'Cause it has give.
They've got that
Absolutely.
bend. They're short, but it's not for this type of fishing.
No, this
either.
thing is, that's pretty much the bend of it. You see that right there? That's pretty much the bend. I mean, that thing it doesn't have much more than that, and it's so tight that if a fish does a head shake, he gets his face like yanked back. He doesn't have this. So, and I really learned it when I was at the bridge, and I hooked one with one. I think I hooked it with that one, and I just I brought him all the way up, and I was just like, Okay, this is a 46 inch, and I just yanked him up like that. This is not a fight. This is just too much.
Like a striper.
Yeah. So yeah. This is a red. I was like, because I was trying to get a better fight. This is piling. So I was like begging for a piling fight, and here I go. I yanked this one right up. Didn't give him a shot. And see here, he's getting me reversed. See right here, he's already starting to pull watch, and that's the thing about tridents. And see, if we were in a drifter or something with a lot of rocker, what I would do is try to pull my rod tip to the front of my boat, and that would turn my boat. But this fish has already turned on me and gotten way behind me, and already kind of started pulling me backwards. And with the tridents, these things actually will ride backwards.
Yeah, it'll go backwards.
Yeah, and look at Rob's shark footage. He's riding real fast backwards. But look how quick I get going. Boom! He just tail pumped, and look how fast all of a sudden I just started moving. And now I'm just rolling backwards for a while. Because the fish is just swimming like this, but even though he's like right beside me, now he's turned. But I like this because... Yeah. Trading places. The guy, the big guy in the jail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the other guy talks and the other guy, yeah.
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 Well, you got the first one, I got the shot, I got the next fish.
Because I saw the rod go blah boom, and I saw you turn. See, I'm about done with mine. Mine's there. Yours doesn't even get mad at you.
Yeah, this one just swims comes right to me at first.
Oop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Here
computer.
we go.
Put it up for a second, and then you get the bright idea.
Yeah, here I come. This is gonna be fun. It would have worked too. We were in them.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Shoot, boom.
The quick backlash. There's fish everywhere around us.
Shoot, boom. Shoot, boom. Didn't even get 5 feet out.
No.
Shoot, boom, boom.
No, I was trying to put a second rod out and be fancy and throw backlash.
Yeah, so I'm getting this one boat ripped off.
Rod out and look fancy and catch two real quick. Whoa. Pull me over. Got a boat grip and he's still very active.
Yeah, I figured it had time since you had already hooked up. My phone was done. You had a little bit of time. I didn't want to take him out of the water.
Oh God. This one just got mad.
Yeah.
Just got mad.
He's running too.
Line is just peeling.
Yeah, he ran real hard right there.
This boat like cruising in on us.
That's my buddy.
They started
Out of the way of
swimming.
the camera.
Oh, okay, this is your boy? Okay. Well, these fish are here.
Yeah, and see, even in the Trident, how well these things track. Rod tip to the nose. If that fish is out here, you're
as long as they're in front of you.
spun basically 90, maybe 100 degrees around. You went almost over.
Getting really mad.
Yeah, now he's got.
This one's not.
Now he's turning again. And he's got you spinning. Yep.
Rod up at the front of the boat.
Mhm. And under.
You got your boat grip back, right, Kevin? Huh?
Comes cut back. And that's a thing you have to do that. Remember Shante.
It's almost shallow enough you're gonna poke the bottom.
Yeah. If you don't do that, you that's where something can happen. You can break your rod.
You're
tip.
like then you're like this.
Yeah.
You're like.
Well, what Shante is there's I should put up. Shante was a good example of how she learned big fish fighting real quick because she didn't
have a choice.
Right. So and we had some really good days, and she was learning
Stripers and the
stripers and so she was able to fight some big fish, and But she would, you can see in the one video, the outtake that I have, that when her big red ran and did a cutback, she kept it in her gut and didn't come out and do the pickup and follow the red around. So when it did that, it just boom, it took the rod and slammed it like this. It like popped out and slammed it like this. But it was a fiberglass rod. If it was a carbon rod or a longer rod, it was a short rod too.
Right.
So if it was a longer rod, it probably broke a rod tip, something like that. So you really, when they're coming in and do a cutback, they're really cutting back hard. So it's that technique of pulling it. If you have it in your gut, if you have it in the rod, sitting fighting chair position, pull it out and do that, because if they're gonna, even if they go under your boat, because you can follow them, you can put the rod tip in the water and follow them around and get it out and out of the water, out from under your boat. But if you just try to leave it here, you have to pull it out and follow them through, especially when you're right close. It's the best thing to do. And then you can pull it back around and get it back in control.
Come on. This 30-pound line scares me.
Yeah, right there. Jesus, man.
Giving it a try though.
See, right there, we were watching you. I was going, yeah, it scared me too. And look at what you're doing. You're like, ah, you're just thumbing it and it's just bowing over.
Huh?
Come back.
Here it goes.
Come on.
Thumbing it.
This 30-pound line scares me.
Oof. Oof.
I don't...
He's just going, oof. He's just lunging, doing this stuff on you. Oof.
This thing.
Piercing if he leaves.
Take your other rod. Yeah. Take half of your rod with you.
Oh, yeah. This is a big one.
Nope, right. Computer's gonna crash out. This is my crashy computer. It does it all the time.
He's got a collection of computers.
Yeah. Man, that's a big one. Yep. It gets right under it. Gets right in his little spot. Yeah, and for those who
This one, I don't have a lure on this one.
right.
This is a
bait.
circle. This is a circle hook. So I don't have.
See, the circle hook's perfectly in the corner.
And
of the
I don't have a jig head to grab.
Right, but and the thing is with reds, there is a pocket. If you're not familiar with red drum, the big reds, and how you can get a hold of them. I kind of showed it in the movie.
Yes.
But I need to really actually we need to get a big one
underneath, but it's not inside the gills where you're flaring them all out like maniac.
It's a separate piece. It's a separate piece. It's actually separate from his actual gill area. It's actually a little pocket in there. Next time we'll get
probably where the gill rakes come out of.
It might, front. Yeah, but it's below. It's almost below that because it's actually because it slides up and it actually gets underneath his chin. But it's all skin in there. It's not any organs. It's not anything. It's interesting. It's like a little handle, a little finger hold. We'll have to shoot it, but we have to really get it lay the red down and like pull his head up a little bit and kind of shoot underneath him and try to get that. But yeah, so what you're seeing when you see us hold the reds like that, it's not actually. It looks like it's in his gills, but it's not. It's way forward of his gills. And even still, even right there, see now he sides it up forward. Now you're in it. You're good. But that's a big one. Yeah. Yeah, there's your foot. He's not even out of the water yet. He's still got a third of the way to go out of the water. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, we should have showed striper footage because I'm craving this now. Oh yeah, that's right. He caught a striper while we were dealing with our stuff. Yeah.
That splash away.
I do have real quick on that rod to rod tip, and that's like almost that's like the first. How important that is. The rod tip to nose of the boat in a fish fight is probably the first step in the boat control. That is your primary thing. If you can do that,
if you can keep going forward and keep
You
The
can
fish
always
in front of
follow
you,
a
you can
fish.
always follow
No
him.
matter what structure he's in, no matter where he's at, you can always follow him. So it's always that, what happens when the fish runs this way. If you can, no matter where you are, if you can get that nose around, if you can get that rod tip to the nose, the boat's going to follow. I have it in examples on this big fish thing. I think it's around here somewhere. Blam! And this is landing.
Yeah, yes.
Show a bunch of striper on that. When I was going over this, I just realized that I don't have any of that stuff. Any of the reds.
Right.
And like right here comes rod to rod tip, rod tip to nose. Red does a cutback. This is in the second movie or the second fishing movie. Does a cutback, let him finish running, and then I pull it. The red
Yeah,
moves,
the
but
fish is just really not coming towards you in any kind of way at that
and
point.
then you kind of
You're trying to
angled them out, and then here's a
gut.
yeah. These are drifters. Now drifters are a different example from boats. These are all movie clips. Drifters are different examples of boats. Nowadays boats have more tracking abilities than drifters do, but drifter is
The thing would just spin around.
what today would be an Old Town striper. It's the red. I just sold that one, but the Old Town striper. It's a drifter. Drifter holds the same boat, but it has a rocker like this. I mean, you can sit it on concrete, and if there's no nose, it's like
nothing. Only the middle of the boat touches.
Yeah, so this thing's really spin, and that's how we kind of, I guess, got to. We were able to play with an exaggerated boat like that, a spinny boat like that, to really maneuver, and we still found it able to do it with these newer boats like the Tridents and the newer boats. But right here, I'm pointing inshore. I'm pointing almost in the breakers, and I hooked a fish behind me. I hooked a small red, a 30-inch red, 33-inch red behind me, and he actually, I use him to get me out of the breakers. These little breakers that are rolling in. Just rod to nose. Just trying to line it up. And here, right here, fish is going sideways, and the boat's turning. That's a real good example because you can see it lined up.
What's that?
That's a black drum.
Oh, big ugly.
Yeah, on this. Yeah.
Okay.
See, right? I line it up, and the whole nose is spinning. At that point, because if you leave it sideways, you're just going to get pulled sideways.
Right.
Especially with the Trident, because there's the way the Trident is, you have more nose in the water and it comes up, so you have nose and tail in the water and it comes up, so you have water that flows through the center of it. You can actually go sideways on it, but if you just turn it like this, it puts more pressure. All the energy goes to the front. It's like focused out here instead of right here. So if you just can turn it. And then it'll start to spin, and it's pretty neat. And even try it, even without a fish trying. You can try it just by even when you snag next time.
Yeah,
it's a perfect example of snagging. If you're snagged over there, do this, and it'll turn, and then like as you're going to it, and your boat starts to go this way, turn back again, and you can almost learn how to guide your boat that way when you're in chilled water. But that's like one of the primary things. That's the primary thing. If you can rod tip to nose, you can guide your boat behind any fish and get the best ride. It's all about getting a ride. It's all about getting that perfect ride behind not perfect ride like riding a surf, but getting a ride behind a fish. And because we're in a kayak, and as soon as you get hooked up on a 15-inch croaker, you're getting pulled around.
Right. They all pull you around. Spot fishing for bait.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's getting there.
It's
We're
9:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Been on for long enough. Yeah, see, what I say? How many viewers we got? We still got 7.
People are still here.
Yeah, people are still here. And when I say what are we going to talk about? I don't know what we're going to talk about for an hour.
Anything.
Yeah,
Just
anything.
whatever.
It doesn't matter, man. We talked about a bunch of junk. We jumped all around. See,
That's right.
It's a podcast, man. There's no pressure on it. That's what I like about it. It's cool. I don't have to worry about doing anything. We don't even have to be on time.
Right.
How slack is that?
It's yours type of slack. You're never on time.
It's not that I don't try to be on time.
Oh my god.
I try.
I got all my
time.
stuff packed up. I'm ready.
I gotta take a shit. Anyway, we'll end on that one.
Yep, that's it. All right. Take it easy.
Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you for coming and stopping by again and what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, we'll do it again next week, man. I mean, we're not fishing, so this is time to hang out anyway. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. I just didn't want to do it this week because we had the fights this week and was watching the Cowboy. Cowboy's my favorites, man. He's one of my favorites because he's back from the WEC days.
Right.
Yeah, so I've been watching him for a couple of years and watching him because when all those WEC guys came into the UFC, it was like, oh, you guys aren't gonna make it here.
People are getting picked off.
Yeah, they're getting picked on. They're
right.
Like, they start, sorority head kick. Bang. But yeah, so that was last night.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for watching, and we'll probably see you next week, more than likely. Yep, we'll keep it going next week. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a problem.
Cool.
All right.
Later, guys.
Later.